Hello, welcome to the Polyglot Files. My name is Michael, and today we're talking about Austronesian languages. I first became interested in Austronesian languages when I learned about the migration of Austronesian peoples across the Pacific and Polynesia. In fact, it is wild to me that humans didn't reach New Zealand until the 1200s. I'm not talking Europeans, I'm talking humans, period. Humans as a species. I don't know why, but that factoid is just endlessly fascinating for me. Anyway, more on that later. The Austronesian languages are spoken in a vast area encompassing Southeast Asia, Polynesia, and Oceania. Oceania? How do you say that word? With over 1,200 individual languages, the Austronesian language family is one of the biggest language families in the entire world. The history of the Austronesian language family dates back for thousands of years, but in my opinion, its history is rather unique in comparison to other language families. Austronesian peoples were skilled sailors. They were really good at going out into the vast ocean, finding new islands to settle in, and getting to far places. In fact, due to their sailing, they were able to expand their languages and their culture throughout a vast area of the world over 1,500 years. While the exact dates and the specific details are kind of fuzzy with historians and linguists, it is possible to approximate some key events and some impacts on the Austronesian language family. The Austronesian language family is said to have originated 5,000 years ago on what is now called Taiwan. Archaeological evidence suggests that Taiwan wasn't always an island. In fact, it was connected to the mainland of China until about 8,000 years ago when the seas rose and separated Taiwan completely. This perhaps led some of these peoples to take to the sea. Between approximately 3000 and 1500 BCE, Austronesian peoples began to migrate from the island of Taiwan and head toward the islands of the Philippines. These early seafaring peoples settled along coastal communities, and they relied on farming, trade, and of course, fishing. They brought with them advanced knowledge of boat building, navigation, and agricultural techniques, and this contributed to the advancement of Austronesian cultures in the area. Around 1500 to 1000 BCE, Austronesian peoples continued to expand into Southeast Asia, reaching the Indonesian archipelago. They likely used a technique called island hopping, which is a fancy way of saying that they explored and settled new lands by sailing from one island to another. This expansion spread Austronesian languages across all of the Indonesian islands, including Java, Sumatra, Borneo, and Sulawesi. But the Austronesian peoples didn't stop there. They continued to expand eastward and westward throughout the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. They reached some pretty remote places when you consider how far they are from Taiwan. They reached Madagascar in 500 CE, Hawaii in 900 CE, and Easter Island in 1000 CE. In fact, the first human settlers did not reach New Zealand until around 1200 CE. For context, this is not very long before the Black Death decimated parts of Europe and North Africa, and it's only about 350 years before the Dutch explorer Abel Tasman first reached the North Island of New Zealand. That means that there were literally no humans on New Zealand until 800 years ago. And while 800 years ago seems like a long time to us, in the span of human existence, it's basically like yesterday. I don't know why, it just, that factoid, it really sends me. It's just so fascinating. Anyway, due to this impressive migration, Austronesian languages broke into several different branches. These include Malayo-Polynesian, Western Polynesian, Central Eastern Malayo-Polynesian, as well as the Formosan languages that are spoken by the indigenous peoples of Taiwan. Today, the most spoken Austronesian languages include Indonesian with approximately 270 million speakers, primarily spoken in Indonesia. Malay, spoken by approximately 77 million people. Malay is the official language of Malaysia, Brunei, and Singapore. Javanese, spoken by about 98 million people, primarily on the Indonesian island of Java. Tagalog, spoken by around 45 million people, and the official language of the Philippines. Sudanese, spoken spoken by approximately 39 million people, primarily in the Indonesian province of West Java. Sudanese? What? Sudanese. Like the African language? Hold on. Oh, Sundanese, not Sudanese. I digress. Sundanese, spoken by approximately 39 million people, primarily in the Indonesian province of West Java. Cebuano, spoken by 32 million people in the central Philippines. Other languages include Maori, Ilocano, Hawaiian, and Hiligaynon. If you are interested in learning any Austronesian languages, UTalk has a wide selection for you to choose from. I am currently using it to study Spanish and Danish, but the app also supports languages I mentioned in this video, such as Indonesian, Cebuano, Malay, and Tagalog. Check out the link in the description. Austronesian languages also have some unifying linguistic features. One distinguishing characteristic is their extensive use of reduplication. Reduplication is when a word or a part of a word is repeated or duplicated to give a different meaning. For example, in Tagalog, the word ganda means beauty, but when reduplicated as gandang ganda, it intensifies the word, translating it to very beautiful. I am probably butchering this Tagalog. Feel free to bash me in the comments. Furthermore, Austronesian languages commonly employ a subject-verb-object word order. Austronesian languages generally have a small number of consonant phonemes and a larger number of vowel phonemes. In fact, some languages like Hawaiian only have a small set of consonants, but a considerably larger number of vowels. Many Austronesian languages also exhibit a focus on verbs rather than nouns. This is in contrast to languages like English, which focus on nouns and have a considerably low amount of verb inflection. In Austronesian languages, the verbs often mark things like grammatical tense, aspect, and mood through affixation or other morphological changes. Interestingly, Austronesian languages also exhibit clusivity. Clusivity refers to whether or not the first-person plural pronoun of we includes or excludes the person being spoken to. For example, in Malay, there are two words for the English concept of we. The first word is kita, which is the inclusive form that refers to the speaker and the person being spoken to. The second word is kami, which is the exclusive form that refers only to the speaker and some unknown other persons. The kami form never includes the person being spoken to. It is notable to mention, however, that kami is falling out of everyday usage in Malay, and kita is becoming the inclusive and exclusive word for we. Further, Austronesian languages, although fascinating, have also had a big impact on the world stage. With over 385 million native speakers today, Austronesian languages have influenced other languages. For example, the words bamboo, pangolin, and sago are Austronesian words that have been borrowed into English. Austronesian languages have also been influenced by other languages, most notably the languages of the Philippines, like Tagalog, influenced by Spanish. That is a whole other video, but a topic that interests me nonetheless. Anyway, Austronesian languages. Languages that settled the world. Well, some of the world. In a nice way. Not like the European way. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me on social media. I have a Twitter, X? I have an X? How do I say that now? You can also follow me on the social media site that Elon Musk owns, as well as Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for watching the Polyglot Files, and I will see you next time. Goodbye! My elbow cracked.